Good morning to Mindset Matters. I'm T. McBride along with my partner, Dr. Stephen Evans. And we're going to thank again to Alex, who is our technical support. Hopefully you'll get to meet him in one of our sessions and you'll get to hear his story. Today, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I want to share something with you. My topic today is, it's hard, but it's necessary. It's hard, but it's necessary. Sometimes we go through life and we have struggles, whether it be financial, relationships, our children, maybe our job, maybe it's our health. And we'll come to a point to where something happens that triggers us. We might have anxiety, we might have depression, we might have anger. So of course, human behavior, next time we encounter that situation, two things are going to take place. It's going to be fear or avoidance. We don't want to go that route anymore because I've been burned before. That didn't feel good. I want you to listen to this for a minute. I want you to think about this and try to understand what I'm saying. What if what's in your way is the way? I'm going to say that again. What if what's in my way is the way? I don't know how I'm going to get through it. I don't know who's going to help me. But I've got to get through it. Some things happen in our life that will continue to haunt us for a very long time. But it's necessary that we confront that issue. Why? I'm going to use this term, you probably heard it before, baggage. Baggage. Baggage will slow you down. It's a proven fact that your baggage will cost you something. Go to the airport. Put your bag up on the scale. Oh, this weighs such and such. You're going to have to pay extra for that. It's the same way in life. If we do not resolve and confront our baggage, we're going to pay extra for that. Once we learn to confront that and we accept that, then we're able to move on. Then we know how to treat it. Then we know how to handle the situation. If you want what you've never had, you're going to have to do what you've never done. If you want what you've never had, you're going to have to do what you've never done. I want the house. I want the car. I want the husband. I want the wife. I want this and that. That is going to cost you something. Nobody's handing this stuff out. Life is not easy. So when we're asking for all these things, just know it's going to be hard. But then again, it's necessary. I want to share a story with you. I want to take you back a little bit. I grew up in a decent household in Baltimore, Maryland. On the streets, which I've probably seen everything you can imagine. My mother kept me in church. Let's put it this way. More than I wanted to go. But I didn't understand why I had to keep going to church on Sundays 3 times a day. I didn't understand why I had to go to Sunday school. I'm going to take my time with this. I didn't understand why I had to read my Bible. I had to pray. I had to fast. I didn't understand that. But as I got older and I continued the path that was set for me, I began to understand. I began to understand it was hard, but it was necessary. It was necessary for my future. It was necessary for my relationship with God. It was necessary that I become creative and share the goodness. It was necessary to make me who I am today. Some things we're going through in life, you might say, but you don't know my story. I don't see how I'm going to get out of this. Let me tell you something. God's not going to share your future with you until you're ready. That's why when you say, you don't know my story, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. If you knew how you were going to get out of this situation, you would not be in the situation. So thank God you can't see into the future, because a lot of us would mess it up. I'm going to share something with you not a lot of people know. I've been homeless myself. Twice. I know a man sits high and looks low. Some people say, how can you understand? I don't understand. How can you have peace in the valley? People can understand it when you're on the mountaintop. They get that. But when you're down in the valley, how can you keep your right mind? How can you treat everybody the same? How can you do what you've been doing? How can you keep pressing and praying all the time when you don't have a place to stay? You're sleeping in your car. It was hard, but it was necessary. While I was homeless, I was actually sleeping in a friend of mine's closet. I'm going to take my time. And you think I'd be asking God for a place to stay. But for some reason, I asked God for the gift of speaking in tongues. I don't know why. But I'm going to show you how this thing turned out. God has a purpose for all of us. And it's not for you to understand. He doesn't call those that are prepared, but he prepares those who he calls. That's what he does. Anyway, let me keep going. So I asked God for the gift of speaking in tongues. I have 3 decades of experience in mental health. I started working for this one agency. I had about 26 clients that I had to monitor. They had dual diagnoses. They had schizophrenia and substance abuse issues. So I get a call. Oh, you need to come see so-and-so. He's out here in the street with a knife. Jump in my car. I go there. I see all the sheriff's department out there. I see my client. He's out there in the middle of Main Street with a knife in his hands. Guns drawn on him. I said, wait a minute, wait a minute. He's mine. They said, he's talking gibberish. We don't know what he's saying. He won't put the knife down. I started praying and started speaking in tongues. My client, by my emotions, he put the weapon down. He came to me and gave me a hug. I walked into his room. I asked the sheriff. I said, would you have shot him if I not been there? He said, yes, we would have. Sometimes God will take you to a place that you don't want to go to bring you to where you need to be. He doesn't say how long it's going to be. It was hard, but it was necessary. All those years that I've been through, he was preparing me for that moment. For that moment. So those of you who are out there and you're saying, well, I can't take this no more. I feel like giving up. I feel like there's no hope. I feel like there's no way out. Get on your knees. Humble yourselves. I don't know about your God, but I know my God says, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. When I thought about that moment, standing in front of guns drawn, a knife in somebody's hand, I'm walking towards it now. I'm not going away from it. I'm walking towards it. I had peace. I had peace in the battle. I'm telling you, if you get to know him, he'll give you peace when you're in the valley. He'll give you strength that you never had. He'll give you the vision where you can see. He'll give you ears where you can hear. He'll give you the tongue to talk. Everything else is just temporal. The possessions, the family, the money, all those things are going to pass away. But the peace of God never will. So next time you feel like there's no hope, see, the word hope means expectations. I'm hoping something's going to happen, so I'm going to hold on. You order something in the mail, Amazon, whatever, and you're hoping it's going to get there when they say it's going to come. They'll give you an expected arrival date. So we're hoping on that date. That's what God wants us to have for him. He's never early. He's never late. He's always on time. We have the problem of holding on because we don't see. You cannot please God without faith. I'm going to say it again. You cannot please God without faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It's not meant for you to see because it doesn't require faith when you have evidence. That might sound crazy, but God already told us in his word. Your ways are not my ways, and my ways are not your ways, and your thoughts are not my thoughts, and my thoughts are not your thoughts. God doesn't reveal everything to us. He's working behind the scenes. He has a plan. It might be hard, but it's necessary. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. There's single parents out there. I got all these kids to feed. I got rent to pay. I got a car note due. I can't afford my insurance no more. If you can fall back, then you can look up. Look to the hills from which cometh your help. All of my help, not some of it, comes from the Lord. He's waiting on you. He sees your situation. He saw the situation with my client about to be killed. But he sent me there. He sent me there. Don't you know God has ministering angels ready to dispatch at his disposal for your situation? There's no such thing as time for someone who has created time. God is not bound by time. He's omnipresent. He was in the situation before there was the situation. Get to know him. It's hard, but it's necessary. Again, it's hard, but it's necessary. We want warranties with vehicles, appliances, this and that and the other. Why? For protection? Think about it this way. When we have a warranty on our appliances and vehicles and stuff, we feel a little bit more comfortable. Well, it might break. I might need a new part, but at least I have a warranty. You feel so much better. Now let's talk about you. Accepting Jesus Christ in your life gives you a lifetime warranty. I may be broken. I might have some scars. I've had some tears. I might have lost this. I might have lost that. But I got a warranty. No matter how many times I mess up, I'll be forgiven. God knows we're not perfect. God even knows we're going to give up sometime. I think about the story of Job. God allowed the devil to tempt Job. He said, have you considered my servant Job? He says, one thing though. You can do what you want. You can take everything you want. But you can't take his life. The devil went after everything. His wife, his children, his cattle, his land, everything. Even his health. Job had every excuse in the book to deny God. His wife even told him, why don't you curse God and die? Job had other plans. God's been too good to me. And some of you, you know God's been good to you. And because you don't get what you want, when you want, how you want it. I don't know if God's on my side. This is too much. Too much. For my God, you're mistaken. If anybody gives up in the relationship, it will be you. It will never be God. But the story doesn't end there. God restored everything Job lost. That's the beauty of it. You can be restored. I think about the people in recovery, and I work with addicts as well. Talk about the word recovery. When you hear about disasters, we're doing a recovery effort. You don't try to recover something if it's not worth saving. My God, my God. You don't try to recover something or somebody unless they're worth saving. If you're dealing with drugs and alcohol and addiction, you go into recovery because you're worth saving. It's not too late. You might think, well, I burned all my bridges. Nobody wants me anymore. I can't go back there. I can't go back here. I sold everything. God is still waiting on you. He's still waiting on you because you're worth recovering. It may be hard, but it's necessary. It's necessary. A necessity that we keep living. We keep pushing. We keep trying. We keep reaching. We keep calling. We keep praying. Because we're worth saving. That's the way God looks at us. Like when I told the sheriff's department, that's my client. That's what God is saying to the devil right now. That's my son. That's my child. Let him be. Enough is enough. But you got to give God a reason to say, I'm willing to go through this. I'm willing to sacrifice. He laid his son down for you. How many of us would do that? Look at your children in the eye right now. Would you say, here, take him or her? No. That's enough right there to say, I will. I can. I must. Keep going. Life is not going to be easy. Life will not be easy. But it's necessary. My time is up. Thank you for listening. Please join us again on Mindset Matters. Leave us a comment. Hit the like button. And we're going to keep giving you what thus saith the Lord.